DAZN also recorded for it. Do I wait till the DAZN one comes out? I'm not sure, but he streamed the whole thing and it's public on his channel right now.
You never get stressed out in those situations. It's just fun.
Obviously, they're very disappointed, as I am, because obviously it was a fight that was highly anticipated and we all wanted to see.
Mario Barrios got hurt in sparring just before the Ryan Garcia fight, and behind closed doors, whispers say it was a sharp left hook from his partner that sparked the damage. If he's already shaken in the safety of practice, it brings real doubt about how he'll weather Ryan's blazing fast punches. At this moment, nobody truly knows what awaits under those bright lights. Barrios' camp is shaken, and this setback could completely shift the rhythm of the clash. Everything now rests on whether he heals in time or if Ryan seizes this fragile opening. The Wade concept shines a harsh light on a serious concern. Barrios absorbing a clean left hook straight to the eye during sparring is deeply unsettling. If he falters against measured practice punches, how will he survive Ryan Garcia's precise, lightning-fast power once the bell rings? This moment leaves heavy doubts about his readiness and resilience, and it's uncertain whether he can truly recover before fight night arrives.
Kind of shell of himself style of fight for a shell of himself type of build-up. So there is something to be said for that. I don't know if Ryan, like John Jones, is a guy.
Liam Goff's observation confirms that Barrio carried a visible injury out of sparring, even if the true details remain in shadow. If he's already dulled or limited in camp, it sparks real fear about his rhythm and movement when the fight finally unfolds. Ryan Garcia's speed and precision won't forgive the slightest flaw, leaving Barrios walking a thin line if he enters the ring anything less than fully sharp.
That attempt was suffered some sort of ankle injury. Maybe I was just seeing things with that one. But he is injured. It's not really specified. I don't know why. I'm sure I saw it was ankle, but maybe not. Maybe I was just seeing things.
Eddie Hearn's cautious optimism quietly reveals the doubt clouding Barrios' condition. Even the smallest injury in sparring can unravel a fighter's preparation, and walking into the ring against someone as sharp, fast, and precise as Ryan Garcia could turn dangerous in an instant. If Barrios is anything less than whole, he may stand at a serious disadvantage, making this fight a gamble no matter his past experience or belief.
But again, I don't know, so I don't want to say that, but I'm hoping that some of the news we're hearing that he, it doesn't look like he has any major injuries is true. And that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy.
Johnny Nelson's skepticism underscores the turmoil swirling around Barrios' reported injury. Until something official is said, rumors take over social media and headlines. Fighters like Ryan Garcia feed on uncertainty, and Barrios' camp has to move with care. Reacting too strongly to whispers without proof could throw off his training rhythm, and even a flicker of doubt might become costly once he stands across from a sharp, opportunistic rival like Garcia.
Thing down. And I'm saying that's fake news. I'm not having that. So let's wait and see. If it's true, that's a shame. You'll have to get to the bottom of it. But I'd heard this yesterday, but I just put it down as fake news. It's not real. So all we can do is react to what we know. So we can speculate. You can only react to fact.
Speculation changes nothing. Facts are all that matter. Anthony Joshua's insight feels less like commentary and more like a warning for Barrios. Looking past Ryan Garcia would be a dangerous mistake, especially with Garcia's speed, precision, and cold tactical mindset. History has shown that fighters who ease up against elite opponents almost always pay for it when the lights get bright. Music. If Barrios loses focus or lets injury whispers rattle him, he risks being completely outmatched, and this night could tilt fast and hard in Garcia's favor.
People have underestimated certain fighters, and fighters that should never beat a certain guy and have gone in there and shocked the world because of this person took their...
Eddie Hearn captures the uncertainty around Barrios with striking clarity. Any injury this late can fracture momentum in camp and shake the mind as much as the body. For a fighter like Barrios, rising above this moment demands resilience just as much as physical repair. Even the slightest setback can tip the scales against an opponent like Ryan Garcia, who feeds on speed, precision, and punishing the smallest pause. The camp now stands before a tense, high-stakes puzzle to have him truly fight-ready.
Well, we'll see what happens, but that's for them to overcome now, and it's a very difficult situation.
Spencer Oliver's point lays bare the unforgiving truth of boxing. A fighter can only perform at full health, nothing less. With Barrios' condition still being assessed, every choice inside the camp carries weight. Music. Frank Warren brings the wider lens, pointing to the strain this places on fighters, promoters, networks, and the fans holding their breath. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia's relentless focus tells a different story. His stepping toward the fight completely locked in, mentally and physically sharpened. Music. Antonio Tarver studies Barrios' tools, saying he's dependable and skilled, yet not devastatingly powerful.
But he will have seen the doctor, and the doctor will make that decision on whether he should fight or whether he shouldn't fight. I mean, listen, this is the hurt business. You can only go in there 100%.
Frank Warren draws attention to the immense pressure hanging over this moment, not only on Mario Barrios, but on everyone tied to the event, from promoters to broadcasters and the fans holding their breath. It's a sharp reminder of just how unpredictable boxing can be when everything feels steady. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia's training style paints the picture of a fighter completely absorbed in preparation, slipping into a near-meditative zone where focus and mental sharpness take control. Antonio Tarver offers perspective on Barrios' abilities, describing him as steady, yet without crushing power or defining traits. Together, these views frame a bout where discipline, clarity, and mental strength may ultimately decide the outcome.
Speak to the people direct and then make a decision if he's out.
Okay, when did you first learn about this, Frank?
Very late this afternoon.
Okay, so it's been a stressful day.
To say the least. For the fighters as well. It's a shame for the fighters, for everybody involved. TV companies, and more importantly for the fans. Riyadh season, His Excellency, everybody involved with this. We're all gutted, but what can you do?
Ryan Garcia's take on his training reveals the mental intensity demanded at the highest level. When a fighter hits this zone, it's almost like stepping into another dimension, where every step, every punch, every drill lands with absolute precision. This total immersion lets him see fights before they unfold, sharpening reflexes and perfecting timing. It's a glimpse into how champions prepare, not only in body, but in mind. And it makes clear why even the smallest disruption, whether an opponent's injury or an unforeseen twist, can tilt the entire fight.
How I get to this point in training camps, when I really dial in, and really pay attention, and really just go all into this, just like let my mind go. It's like you get into this mode where it's almost like just pictures playing in your head. Like when you're training, you're not even there really. You're just in a whole different...
Antonio Tarver's view on Mario Barrios is straightforward, yet grounded in reality. While Barrios shows solid technique and skill, Tarver notes his power isn't overwhelming, and nothing in his style instantly marks him as a dominant champion. This lens reveals that Barrios is capable, but far from untouchable, leaving him exposed against a sharper, faster, and more tactical opponent like Ryan Garcia. It's a reminder that holding a world title doesn't automatically make you the fiercest in the division. Success often comes down to consistency, skill, and the ability to adapt when the pressure is on.
Perfect setup for him, because I just believe when you look at the power of Barrios, it's not really devastating. When you look at his boxing ability, he's a good fighter, but nothing really sticks out as great. I just think he's a solid fighter, but I just don't think he's the best champion out there right now today.
Liam Goff highlights Ryan Garcia's extraordinary physical state as he approaches this fight. Footage and snapshots show him not just fit, but at peak condition. Music, hinting at a training regimen that's intense, focused, and unrelenting. While Garcia's past bouts at 135 pounds have been a mix, his current form speaks to discipline and readiness. This level of conditioning will be critical when facing a seasoned opponent like Barrios. Goff's insight also reminds us of boxing's unpredictability. History can fluctuate, but a fighter in prime shape often finds the edge when it counts.
Ryan Garcia, with some of the clips we've been seeing of him, some of the snapshots that have been taken of him, to say he looks in good shape is a bit of an understatement. He is looking in very good shape. Now, Ryan Garcia is an interesting one. Ryan Garcia, when he was fighting at 135 pounds, he had some really good performances, and then he has some...
The Wade concept doesn't hold back when dissecting Mario Barrios' track record. He points out that Barrios repeatedly struggles against elite opponents, highlighting losses to Keith Thurman, the knockout by Gervonta Davis, and a lukewarm showing against Manny Pacquiao. It paints the portrait of a fighter who can dominate lesser foes but wavers under real pressure. Though Barrios is skilled and seasoned, this recurring pattern of faltering at key moments casts doubt on his mental toughness and adaptability. Against Ryan Garcia, who blends speed, precision, and growing technical mastery, WDE's take suggests Barrios could be vulnerable, making this bout 5 from a guaranteed win for the reigning champion.
I've said that Barrios is one of the worst world champions in boxing right now, and I know that sounds a bit harsh, but like every time he gets put in there with a world level guy, he either underperforms or just straight up loses, right? Keith Thurman's a loss. Gervonta Davis gets knocked out. Manny Pacquiao fight, obviously not a great night for Mario Barrios.
Tim Bradley highlights the weight of experience, pointing out that Mario Barrios has squared off against some of the toughest names at 147 pounds. He reminds us that Barrios has shared the ring with Tate Davis, Keith Thurman, and other elite fighters. Music, gathering hard-earned lessons in resilience and strategy. Bradley's view is clear. Ryan Garcia, despite his talent and speed, cannot take victory for granted. Barrios' experience lets him absorb pressure, music, adapt tactics mid-fight, and capitalize on mistakes. This lens frames the matchup as a real examination of Garcia's ability to impose his style against a seasoned champion. It underscores that a fighter's record isn't just numbers. It's the depth of challenges faced in high-stakes battles.
There's not a far-going conclusion that Ryan can take out a guy like Barrios, man. Barrios is experienced. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He got a lot of experience, man. He got the best resume at 147 pounds, right? He's a champion. You know what I mean? He's been in the ring with Tank Davis as well. He's been in the ring. Who else was the guy he been in the ring with? That was
Pacquiao recently, obviously.
Pacquiao recently, and there was another one.
Thurman, was it Thurman?
Yeah, Keith one-time Thurman. So I mean, he's felt resistance.
Andy Ruiz frames this as Ryan Garcia's moment to step fully into the spotlight. He recognizes Garcia's talent while painting the fight as a chance to claim a world title. Ruiz's enthusiasm underscores just how pivotal this bout is. Garcia stands at a crossroads, needing to fuse preparation, mental focus, and flawless execution to seize the opportunity. The message is unmistakable. If Garcia rises, he cements his legacy. If he falters, the moment slips away. Ruiz's perspective captures the stakes, the tension, and the career-defining potential, layering the fight build-up with urgency and anticipation.
Hey, who do you think is gonna win in the fight, Ryan Garcia or Mario Barrios?
I think Ryan Garcia, bro. Yeah, he's really good, and I think this is his chance. You know, I hope he's working hard because
he is, bro.
Yeah, okay, because this is his chance to be a world champion.
Conor Ben praises Ryan Garcia's sheer excitement in the ring. Music, calling him both unpredictable and electrifying. Ben points to Garcia's lightning-fast hands, athleticism, and youthful energy, traits that keep him a constant threat. Even with occasional lapses in professionalism, Garcia's natural talent and flair create both high entertainment and genuine tactical danger. Ben frames the matchup as a spectacle where skill collides with unpredictability, cautioning opponents against underestimating him. Garcia's dynamic approach forces rivals to adapt in real time, promising explosive exchanges. This builds a stage where Garcia's strengths could overpower a prepared music champion, marking him as a dangerous contender capable of turning any fight into a high-intensity show.
Ryan Garcia is great for boxing. I think he's a liability. I think he's a loose cannon. I think he's unpredictable. Could say unprofessional. But ultimately, he's sheer entertainment. Gifted. He's got great hand speed. He's athletic. He's young. So he's good for the sport.
Mario Barrios radiates confidence, insisting that timing, boxing IQ, and strategic savvy give him the upper hand over Ryan Garcia. He nods to Garcia's explosiveness, but stresses that experience and technical awareness outweigh raw speed. By claiming a clear understanding of his own strengths in this matchup, Barrios paints himself as the mentally and tactically superior fighter. His words are a declaration of intent, signaling a plan to impose his style, control the tempo, music, and capitalize on any openings. This mindset makes it clear that while Garcia holds physical advantages, Barrios' grasp of ring dynamics, paired with precise execution, could position him to dictate how the fight unfolds.
Timing always beats speed, and boxing IQ also. And I think going into this fight, I know I'm the better fighter. I know on a boxing level, not saying that Ryan isn't good. He's good at what he does. He's very explosive. But I just know I'm the better fighter. I just know what I'm better at in this fight, and I'm gonna show that on the February.
Ryan Garcia's breakdown of Mario Barrios highlights his focus on physical traits and reach, Noting potential mismatches in weight and frame, Garcia's keen eye for detail reflects a strategy built on exploiting size, power, and reach advantages while staying cautious. His comments reveal an analytical approach, viewing Barrios not merely as a champion, but as music, a tactical puzzle to solve. Garcia emphasizes precision and adaptability, signaling that his plan relies on smart attacks rather than just speed. This frames the fight as a chess match in the ring, where mastery of physicality, angles, and defense could ultimately decide the outcome.
Barrios a big guy.
Well, no, don't be fooled. They got them boots on, that, like 3-inch heels. Don't be fooled, bro. I looked at him, I was like, you ain't this tall, brother. I know. He got them heels on. Like, his head and face is big, but like, his body ain't. You ain't making 147 if that head matches that body. That's huge. He do got that Aztec look, though. Thick bone. I gotta break that.
Joe Rogan lauds Ryan Garcia's left hook as a top-tier weapon, highlighting its speed, reach, and unique mechanics. He explains how Garcia can land it almost unseen, opening doors for swift follow-ups. Rogan's insight underscores Garcia's technical growth, blending raw athleticism with impeccable timing and angles. The left hook becomes a centerpiece, controlling exchanges and unsettling opponents' rhythm. His commentary frames Garcia as a tactically dominant fighter, precise and explosive. It also paints the danger for Barrios against a punch this fast and perfectly timed. Even slight music mistakes could swing momentum dramatically, making this weapon potentially fight-defining.
Left hook. That left hook is preposterous.
He's got the reach on him too.
That left hook is so fast. Yeah. Like, he catches guys in exchanges, you don't even see it land.
Yeah.
You know, I know he has a right hand, he uses it, but his left hook is just so... That style that he uses, using that reach and just whipping that left hook, it's boom, very unusual.
And his speed is way above natural.
The stakes couldn't be higher in this clash. If Ryan Garcia comes out on top, he solidifies himself as one of boxing's brightest stars, blending speed, precision, and power to rise to the summit. But if Mario Barrios pulls off a shocker, it's a triumph of experience, timing, and ring IQ over youth and hype. Each fighter brings unique strengths, and the mental game will be just as fierce as the physical. Who wants it more? Who will dictate the tempo? Are you backing Garcia to dominate? Or could Barrios snatch the upset?